Greetings to you, the faithful.
Thanks for listening to the podcast today. Or thanks for clicking on it, to being willing to listen. Hopefully make it the whole way through.
We hope you make it the entire way through. Today we talk about...
There's a gift at the end. See, we don't tell them what it is.
Yeah, it's a big surprise.
I think that was the gift.
We tell you what to go garage sailing for this weekend. Probably the big star of the podcast is the Krispy Kreme original filled donuts that we get.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple of times. They're doing some promotion with it tomorrow on Saturday, so whenever you're listening to this podcast. But we tried the Krispy Kreme filled glazed donuts.
Other things include Binkies,
and
stars,
dogs.
and dogs, stars on the Walk of Fame, scooter updates, Vegas, Buffet Club. What we're trying to say is you're going to have a good time.
It's a lot. It's packed like the donut and the cream.
It's filled.
Packed full.
It's filled. It's filled and then covered in sugar.
So with our Riot food fight that we did, you can also watch anytime our food fights. That's up at RadioU Riot on our Facebook page. That's also a good way to send us any stories if you come across something this weekend. Message it to us or post it there, and you can watch our food fight with us eating in the studio. Any band interviews, they're always there.
All right. Well, hey, you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Yay for Friday. Woo! Yay for the weekend.
It's the Riot.
The Riot. They're kind of a big deal.
Hey, can we do that again? Maybe a little more energy?
No. RadioU.
Every once in a while, there is an article, a story, a great happening in our great nation that everyone feels like we need to know about. Mm-hmm. And it was just such an item that hit us yesterday, in which a great army of Riot listeners...
Oh, you guys are right on it.
All of you reached out seemingly at once and said, "Oh my gosh, do you know?" And I want you to know that I didn't know, but now I do know. Because of one of you? No. Two of you? No. An army of you who reached out to the Riot yesterday to let us know that the KFC's Cheetos Sandwich is going to be available nationwide. Come on.
America. Yay!
You sound fat, America.
Not just sounding here at this point. But yes, it's the KFC Cheetos Sandwich. It is coming July 1st. And it does still say, I think, for a limited time.
Uh-huh.
But they tested it. Oh, gosh. When did they test it?
They tested it in North Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have dates.
We had a few listeners who did try it.
They did.
Because they lived in those areas and then let us know, which was awesome. But we weren't in a test area, and they looked so good.
They have said, and this is a direct quote from KFC, overwhelmingly successful
response.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say, when you look at the press photos and then compare it to a user's photo, it's all right. It'll be fine. But I'm definitely trying one.
So it's a fried chicken patty, mayo, which they're going to have to...
No. It's not that. It's not going to be that.
A special Cheetos sauce and a handful of crunchy Cheetos on a toasted bun.
So that's on a Monday. We should go for lunch that day.
Starting July 1st.
Uh-huh.
So what is that, a week from Monday?
Yes. It's a Riot food event. Yay!
You know what? You could get me out there.
You could say yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
People say that the Cheeto sauce is what's really the best part about it.
Really?
And then for me, I love anything crunchy on a sandwich. So you put the Cheetos on there. Chicken's good. We're good. It's fine.
She ain't lying.
So if anybody else sends us that article, we did get it, but thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you sending that to us. That means a lot.
I do think we should go get the sandwich. I do. I like it. It feels right, headed into celebrating the birth of this great nation and, Cheetos.
Now, if you're going to be in New York on the 27th, there's going to be apparently a KFC pop-up event where you get Cheetos-filled KFC hot wings, Cheetos loaded fries, KFC mac and Cheetos bowl. So that'll be all other items that are going to be created, but that's just in New York City at one of the pop-ups there.
I will tell you, I think all three of those look amazing. I would eat all three of them.
The mac and Cheetos actually looks delicious.
The mac and Cheetos, the Cheetos fries, and the wings look good too.
It's good. We could eat all of those.
I'm in, Nikki.
But those aren't going to go anywhere else at this point yet.
Road trip. Road
trip.
Road trip.
Hey, let's just shoot for July 1st about the sandwich.
We'll be lucky if we're got it together enough to do that.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
You know, Nikki and I are really excited about this weekend because not only is summer kicking off, but we're also going to be going out to celebrate the 2020 class of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes, we are. I know we have the plans.
Really looking forward to getting my own star on the Walk of Fame someday.
I was going to say, I don't think you saw the paperwork right because it's not today.
Yeah, it's not today.
It's not this weekend.
You know what? For a lot of people in Hollywood, they really do consider to be a star on the Walk of Fame to be like when they've arrived.
But I don't know if it's that way anymore because when I was younger, I used to think, oh, you were awarded this thing. And
they just buy it.
A studio will buy it for you. Right. So it usually goes around. Now, I'm sure not like anyone can just get one bought for them, but there is money exchange for it. It is revolving around a release. So they're pushing it when a movie comes out. So I kind of really, it's like when you find out sometimes about voting and elections and things like that. The Hollywood Walk of Fame kind of slides in that same category where you're like, oh, you're just buying it for them.
Well, Nikki, you know, every honor involves a little money.
A little exchange somehow, but I did not think that way when I was very young.
Well, I was trying to think, though, like, is there anything in my life that if this blank happened, then all of a sudden I would be like, that's it, I made it.
Oh, if that was the moment?
Like, is there in average day-to-day life an item that makes you feel like, well, this is it? We did it!
I don't think so.
I can't think of anything.
Not like having a star on the Walk of Fame.
I mean, you know, in a lot of cultures, it's considered an insult to have people stomp up and down on your name, but people are going to be walking on you all day.
Depends on where you're at.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So in this list of nominees, honorees, whatever, Julia Roberts, Cindy Crawford, Wendy Williams. She's having a banner year. Let's see.
Not make comments with everything.
Chris Hemsworth, 50 Cent, Billy Idol. They're all going to be there getting
on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have lots of star spaces to fill up.
Mm-hmm. So that it's going to be big, Nikki.
I wonder how much it costs to get one.
Who the heck knows?
And is it like by location? Because there are better locations. Does that cost more?
There's a $50,000 fee, which is typically paid by the nominating organization to the Hollywood Historic Trust Charitable Foundation for the creation, installation, and maintenance
of them?
Of the stars. So, which I mean makes sense because if you look like, who was it? Like Donald Trump's star, I'm not sure why, but it's constantly getting vandalized. So they have to have the money to go and fix that.
You know, you have to, the upkeep of all of them, right?
Mm-hmm. So, it looks like Dr. Phil's going to get one, too.
All right.
Man, where would I be without Dr. Phil's advice, right?
Now, maybe you'll get one, but of course, RadioU would have to raise the $50,000 first in order to then nominate you.
You know, I'm fine.
So not this year? We'll try in the future. We promise.
You know what? It's fine. If I figure out what will make me feel like I've arrived, I'll let you know.
Actually, we just rather take the $50,000, and then that's how we try to find stuff that makes you happy. Not the star on the Walk of Fame.
Don't worry about me. I'll take $50,000 in a month off. Thanks.
And you're going to be perfectly happy.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on RadioU.
This one's iffy on whether you're actually going to care about it, but they made a big deal. There's a bunch of it's all Japanese stuff coming to our streaming services today. Neon Genesis Evangelion, which you either know what it is or you don't.
And don't worry if you don't, but if you do, you're probably excited.
I was never into it, and I think 3 or 4 years ago, in like the month of January, I did like one episode a day for the month and absolutely loved it. Loved it. Well, it's out on Netflix this weekend, and the only thing I can see about it are complaints.
Why?
People aren't happy. They've done a new dub, and they hate the dub, and they say that the subtitles are newly translated, and they're terrible.
Listen, I know sometimes it just makes you feel good to hate something, but maybe it's not so bad.
Hey, listen, I know what it's like to hate something, enjoy hating something. I do that all the time.
Like you're looking forward to hating it as much as you were looking forward to Netflix releasing it.
The other thing about it that I was looking at is people are mad because apparently, and this happens a lot, they said that the licensing rights was too expensive for some of the music. So they have
so they changed it. Yeah.
They have replaced some of the music, and people are really unhappy.
If you were used to it one way, then yes, I could see that actually does bother quite a lot of people.
Yeah, the music thing I get.
But you're way into it if you notice it, and some.
I probably wouldn't have noticed. The other thing that I really love is they're like, yeah, it was too expensive to license, and people keep posting this GIF of the having Friends licensed on Netflix for another year was $100 million, and they're like, yeah, Netflix can't afford it.
Too much.
But in fairness, there's about more than 3 people, but most of you don't even know what I'm talking about, and they're, you know what? Let's just stop. I'm just done.
Hey, it's interesting to hear though about some of the things that people feel is a negative when it comes to a show that comes out on Netflix.
Well, I just find it fascinating, just the idea of like, hey, yeah, we weren't willing to license the music, so we've changed up the music. So who gets to make that call?
What do you mean?
Know what I mean? Well, okay, the original people made that,
and it was
put that song in Evangelion.
And
so they licensed it to Netflix to show it, and Netflix is like, yeah, we're willing to pay for everything except that song at the end, which is expensive. So we're going to put our own thing. Do the people who made the show have to decide what goes on the end of it?
I don't know. It could also be maybe, the publisher or the studio or the record label who has the rights to the song. Like they just don't want it to, like they're just charging way too much.
I don't know. It's weird.
I'm sure there's many meetings about it.
I'm sure there really are. But, and the amazing thing is what they'd pay to license that song, I could probably run RadioU for 10 years.
No, I would love, that's why it's fascinating to find out. Would love to get some of the actual numbers on what some of these shows cost. It must be
so
extravagant.
And
then I want to know when you turn around how many people watch it, and is it a success for them?
Does it make sense
that
they did it? I don't know. Well, you know what? There's that. There's all kinds of stuff that hit this weekend. Take your time. Amazon Prime, Netflix. Nikki said, and I quote, "This is my whole weekend."
Oh, yeah, there was a show that finally came out on Amazon Prime from Amazon Prime Japan. So apparently that's all we do is watch shows from Japan.
It's her whole weekend.
Well, there's 12 episodes.
Nerds!
Aw.
Nerds!
Hey, we're all doing that this weekend.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On RadioU.
Nikki, I feel like as I tell this story, I need you in the background going, "It's the circle of life."
Is that my role for this story?
And it's something.
Now, you're seeming to do like a great job with it on your own.
You feel good about it?
I do.
Because here's what I love this so much.
Is this something eating something?
You know what? Animals, they're all friends. It's mankind that brings violence to the earth. We're the real monsters. Isn't that what every zombie movie is about? The real monster are the people. Well, you know what? That got tested over it was Wednesday, actually, at the Utica Zoo. It's about 10 a.m., and they had a peacock that accidentally got out.
Yeah.
And it was walking around, and they say that it went to the zoo's gift shop, and it was kind of looking around.
What a fun day. Imagine you go to the zoo, and you're just so up close to a peacock.
Yeah, and it was like, this is cool. And then it was like, oh, what's in here? This is nice.
What enclosure did it go into?
It's the circle of life.
Was it the lions?
Yeah.
And the lions eat the peacock?
What do you think?
Was no one watching it? If it's going into the gift shop, where are the watchers?
Okay, can I ask you a question, Nikki?
Uh-huh.
All right. You're at the zoo. There are 3 lions and a peacock.
Yeah.
Are you the one that jumps in between the lions and the peacock?
No, but I would have jumped.
You're like, I'll save it.
This is my
Run,
moment.
Peacock,
no,
run.
but I would have stepped in if you're seeing it walk from its enclosure through the gift shop, through the zoo. Like, didn't someone notice it?
I don't know. Maybe it's a free-range peacock?
Maybe. Yeah, they're not supposed to question it.
Well, no, but I mean, like, it literally might be.
It could be.
You can have a peacock wander around. I don't think they'll hurt people. I was at Weird story. I was out somewhere. Was that last summer? And they had a peacock as a pet, and it just wandered around.
Where I used to live, a couple of roads down, there's a bird farm where you can buy them, and they had peacocks, and they would just be on the side of the road.
Just hanging out?
Hanging out, walking around. You're like, what is this? It's just a peacock right there.
Yeah, so you just have a peacock.
A majestic bird. So they ate the bird.
Its plumage was very attractive.
Oh, no.
It's the circle
I know
of
it
life.
is. I know it is. Doesn't mean it's not sad.
So, that peacock
Especially when it was
found out.
a zoo peacock.
Zoo peacock goes in there. He's like, I'm so excited about the Lion King this summer, guys.
I saw the trailer the other day.
Are you feeling me? Do you guys want to get tickets now? Should we line up?
And then they eat it.
What are you looking at? What are you guys doing? Oh, that's nice. He's talking to me. Keeps putting his mouth open. Get a little close there. Getting a little close. It's the circle of life.
I would put all the feathers out and just try to do something.
I'm sure the lion put its paw on the peacock and said, "Thank you, brother, for your sacrifice," and then ate it.
Thank you for thank you for that. I appreciate it.
And I promise to use every piece of the peacock.
So what did the zoo say? Sorry about that, guys, or what? You get your money back if you were there at that time?
No, are you kidding me? You got extra.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Not seen a peacock die? No, it's too
Nikki,
much. You don't go to the zoo for that.
Nikki.
What?
It's the circle
of life. You're right.
Okay. So, people got an opportunity to see what lions really do.
I know. Not like when it's the frozen, block of ice that they just get to chew on.
King Mufasa, I bow before you so you can eat me. Circle of life.
That's supposed to be after zoo hours, though, not during the time of the day where little groups are going around and they don't want to see that.
Mommy, I think the lion likes the peacock.
Look at the pretty feathers. What is that?
Wow, not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on RadioU.
And I'll tell you what, lots of text messages coming in. I believe the word is triggered as we began talking about peacocks. A lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about peacocks.
Yeah, I didn't know that people seem to hate them so much.
And so what I feel like we need to do is, because everyone's upset, we got to make a hard right.
It seems like to me, for some areas, when you have, Canadian geese.
Oh, yeah.
People seem to really not like them, too. And then in some areas, you have here's the peacocks, and you're not liking them either.
You hate the peacocks.
So it seems similar.
Well, what is something the Riot has tried to teach you over the years? That is, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So it's time to make plans. Maybe. It's going to be up to you, but tomorrow is the day, and Nikki and I need to remind you that new Krispy Kreme donut is hitting.
We don't always, bring things back up. You don't get another look at the same story, but we talked about it a few days ago. Tomorrow, they're introducing, the glazed donut that Krispy Kreme is, famous for.
The sugar air.
So they're doing a, original cream and then a chocolate one where that original donut is filled with cream now. Mm-hmm. And you get one free one tomorrow per person.
Okay, so here's the part that I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're giving them out free tomorw.
Yeah.
But are they out today? Could we go and get them if we paid for them? But tomorrow they're giving them away?
I am not sure. It has not said that anywhere.
All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and go over to their website and find out that no one updates their website.
It could be. I'm sure if not, tomorrow might be it.
Okay, get a free original filled on Saturday.
And the filled donuts are supposed to be new and they stay. They're not limited time. These are staying.
Okay, according to this, it looks like you and I could have gone over there today.
To get one?
And get one.
Got plenty of time today.
Yeah. How many songs can you play in a row?
As long as you guys text us enough requests, we can get it all ready to go. And then you can just
go
leave.
over there and make the magic happen.
That would be good.
It would be.
Or we can have someone go pick them up for us.
Who's that?
Eric will be coming in.
Is he?
Well, not officially, but...
Do you think before the end of the show?
He could probably go get some and bring him in.
Okay.
Someone's going to have to ask him.
Well, that's
I can do that. I can be the person.
That's not me. Eric owes me nothing. He owes you a lifelong of fealty and doing whatever you want.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
Well, sometimes I know you guys talk over there, so I wasn't sure if you guys, you can just throw it in there.
No requests.
No requests.
Yeah.
So, that's tomorrow. It's one per person, but that's the Krispy Kreme stuff.
Oh, Ben in Marysville is texting. He says he can confirm the new donuts are out.
Ooh, thank you, Ben, for texting.
Yeah. Thanks for being there for us when we needed you, bro.
Way to go.
Hey, Donut Brigade for life.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So in Tallahassee, Florida, I don't know, like a while ago, there was a massive 12-foot-long alligator that wandered onto I-10, caused all kinds of trouble, and eventually ended up getting run over by a semi-truck. But, it was still out there in traffic.
Oh, the body parts.
So the thing was, it wasn't dead.
Well, wait, even after getting run over by the semi?
That's right.
Oh, gosh, it can't die. You found the one who will live forever.
That's a heck of a thing, right?
Maybe it just ran over its leg or something.
No. It crushed its skull, but it was still alive. So
what a terrible story.
No, Nikki, hang on now. Don't get all in a huff.
Can you imagine? It's hard enough if you drive over a small little creature that runs in front of your car. Imagine a giant alligator.
Oh, dude.
You would feel it.
Yes, Nikki. You
can't recover that. You can't recover that.
The part about it that I'm just amazed by is this girl. Her name is, it's, I don't know if that's his wife or his daughter. So there's a guy, Broderick and Kelby.
Oh, he's a trapper?
They're trappers, but you know what? Their whole business is, here's the quote that I love, nuisance alligators.
Well, in Florida, there's a lot of that.
Why?
They get in pools.
I get it, but
they go everywhere.
This is your whole job. What do you do? Nuisance alligators. Actually, I consider all alligators to be a nuisance.
No, there's actually just a genre of them.
Yeah. So, and the other thing to keep in mind is there's a bunch of alligators that are around this is a nuisance pool. These people moved into the neighborhood, dug this hole, put the water in.
Well, it's weird. In our area, you get a lot of signs, for deer and other type of creature crossings. Mm-hmm. But if you go down to Florida in those areas, you get alligator signs because it's common for them to slowly make their way across the road and you don't want to run over them.
Crazy.
Did it die or is it still alive then?
They had to euthanize it.
Oh, it was too much.
Yeah. So they just had him back the truck up.
Oh, the semi-truck?
That's the joke.
I wasn't sure what that meant. I was like, really? Okay.
No, that's not what they did.
Did they run over it one more time?
Yeah. So apparently, Nikki, it's alligator mating season right now.
And the guy said it was the third time this year that he had to trap a gator from that same road. So they tend to cross that area.
So just a heads up, if you're headed down to Florida, stay off the I-10.
Good buddy.
Breaker, good buddy.
Good buddy. You don't want that. That's a lot to get over.
Looks like we got ourselves an alligator convoy.
Poor alligator.
Yeah.
So at least they were able to get it off the road. I don't know what else to
Nikki,
say.
And
My condolences.
Here comes Nikki to try to give a positive ending to this story.
I don't know how else to wrap that up.
How about this? It was a 13-foot gator, the largest gator in Florida history that's ever been trapped. 17 foot 5 inches.
Whoa, even bigger.
17 feet long.
Oh, it's just, again, that'd be tough to run over. What? That sounds bad, doesn't it?
Look, I just appreciate
it. Not intentionally.
I appreciate the way your mind works. Thank you.
It'd be hard to get around that thing. And you don't want to injure any other cars or hurt people. So are you supposed to swerve or not? It'd be hard.
It's fine.
Okay, let's just be done.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on Radio U.
It's a weird one. Read this article yesterday about how, it's true that certain things are making a comeback, right? Like people are like, oh, I'm buying cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Retro things.
And I've also read articles about people that collect VHS tapes, which I just got to tell you.
Do they watch them, though, or are they just collecting them?
I don't know. Probably not. See, my thought is they're probably just collecting them because it's like, hey, look, I got this weird collection.
Like some bands we know, they'll put like an album out on cassette just for a few and you're buying it, but it's not like you're probably listening to it that way. It's just something that you own.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, for movies, is it the same way? You're buying a movie that happens to put itself out just on a few VHSs just to keep.
Okay. So here's what I read this article yesterday that if you go onto eBay, there are these Disney VHS tapes.
Dude, I bet those are so expensive.
Well, some of them are like, they're cheap. They're $5, whatever. But like, for example, this Aladdin Black Diamond edition.
VHS tape?
They're going between $400 and $1,000.
Oh, who's collecting that? What are you doing with it?
Well, on the surface, you're like, man, them Disney people, right? But then this article says that they've done some digging. And, is it true? Is it not true? That in some cases, this is how that some organizations are laundering money or selling. So, like, for example, like, let's say you wanted to buy however much... Like, let's say drugs or like whatever from me.
The Aladdin Diamond Edition is actually code for something.
So you'll go on to eBay and you'll buy my Aladdin Black Diamond Edition. And
guess what's in the VHS case when it comes back to you?
Yep.
Wow, I wouldn't have thought about that.
Well, me either, Nikki, because you and I aren't into the...
Well, I mean, buying and selling drugs. We've seen it, your fast food restaurants, they put it in the bags when you go through the drive-thru. Obviously, other ways online, but I never thought with eBay.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's out there. This one, they've restructured that. They're like, look, it's still sealed. If you look at it, that thing's been opened.
There's something in there.
They're trying to make it look like it's sealed.
I didn't know if it was something, because Disney movies used to be worth a lot, because I guess back in the day they used to... What was it called?
They put it in the vault.
The vault. So they would have times where you couldn't actually get these movies anywhere. Now you can. I mean, mostly everything's somewhere on a streaming service, somewhere, somehow. But I would never have thought that's what they're actually doing.
It's got to be drugs, right? Like, it's got to be some kind of illicit something. Because I'll tell you right now, like, I am going garage sailing this weekend.
You're going to find anything.
I'm going to find some of these Black Diamond Disney VHS tapes.
Don't buy any, because what if something gets shipped to you then? You don't want to get in trouble.
No. If I go to a garage sale, that's what I'm saying. Is like, then I'll just put them up on eBay.
Then they're going to get mad at you if there's not
because I didn't put any drugs in it.
Yeah, because there's not anything in it. You could put like some sort of vitamins. No, you put like something else, just pills, vitamins, something to make them healthy.
What in the heck?
Never thought of it. On? Just to be aware.
So they say that the ones that are really worth something are the Black Diamond editions, which means they don't say Black Diamond edition on them. Mm-hmm. You've got to look at the spine of the movie. And if it says the classics in a black diamond that's on that, that's what makes it worth a lot.
So I guess people are still using eBay.
At the heart of this message,
eBay's probably excited that someone is still using their service.
Somebody's doing something. Man, I haven't bought or sold something on eBay.
Oh, do you remember how much of a pain that was?
Oh, yeah.
They took so much out of it, and you had to deal with so many. I mean, like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace are just as much of a pain. But at least you don't have to you don't have to mail them anything.
I don't know, Nikki. The thing is, like, you go on Craigslist or Facebook, and you're like, yeah, I'm taking my life into my hands, but I'm not paying that 20% surcharge.
You're not. At least you're not doing that.
So that's something.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Do you hear that extra gravelly sound in my voice this morning?
Is it the coffee?
No, it's me facing disappointment again.
Aw, for what?
Well, I got to send my Blu-ray player back for warranty service again.
Why don't they just give you a new one?
Why don't they?
What's their problem?
Why don't they say, this thing obviously sucks?
We can't fix it anymore. It must cost them more to have to get
ship it back and forth.
Yeah, to ship it back and forth, to have someone take the time to try to fix it, if they're even doing anything. Than it does to send Blu-ray players are not expensive.
I sent this when I shipped it back last time. I sent this lengthy message about hey, here's what's wrong with it. Here's what's going on. This is what it does. This is how it does it. This is all the troubleshooting that I've done.
Is this the second or the third time?
This will be the second time. And my warranty will be up July 31st. So I've already decided As soon as I get it back, which I don't know how long that'll take, I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to put it through its paces. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to immediately
send it right back.
Mm-hmm. So
doesn't matter. They're not going to do anything.
Probably not. I love how this last time I said it, they're like, yeah, there's something wrong with the tray. And I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with the tray. This is not the tray. Like, the tray does not cause it to do blank, blank, and blank.
They're just picking something from the list. That's all
exactly
it is.
Right.
So, like, send it back to the guy.
There is just a bunch of guys in a room that's very depressing, and they're sitting around, and there's just a big sign on the wall that says, replace the tray. And
that's just their standard one they send it back with.
That's all they do. Replace the tray and send it back. Replace the tray and send it back.
That's why if you work at any place and they're always trying to hit at you for getting the warranty or like the replacement plan with it or the protection plan, it's like, why bother? So that it could break near the end of it and then you have to deal with them not wanting to fix it still.
The reality of it is it didn't work right as soon as I got it back. I should have re-warrantied it or whatever, like 2 months ago, but I've just been lazy. So last night I was like, I got some time. I'm going to watch a movie. And it was like, oh, I forgot. We can't.
The tray. They need to replace the tray again.
And so I had a few people say like, well, you got an Xbox. It's like, man, that's not even the point. I paid for a Blu-ray player. It should work. And I know having something work is like the dumbest expectation. These are just financial donations. And the Blu-ray player was a gift they gave for my donation.
And the time is up. Okay, you should buy it. You should donate to a new one.
Yeah. Trey just texted in and said, don't replace me. Trey.
It's not you. It's the actual Tray.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
it could, funny, though.
It could be you. You could be the problem.
Dude, you could have a lot of fun if you sent it back and your name was Trey, and then that's what they sent you.
I mean, I have to give LG credit. Like, you know what'll happen today? I filled out this thing. They're going to call me today from a weird number I don't recognize. So that means I have to answer those phone calls all day.
All day today.
So that I don't miss the LG people. It'll be a guy that speaks English as a second language who doesn't believe anything that I've written on that warranty sheet.
Because they fixed the tray.
And I'm going to have to explain it all to him again. They're going to issue me an RMA. I'm going to ship it back. I'll have it back in a week, and it won't be fixed. So it's fun. This is, you know what it is? It's the dance. And I love to dance, guys. It's the best.
At least you know what you can expect. Well, at least you're doing something. That's fine. Maybe it'll get fixed.
You know what? The thing is, my life's so empty right now. I need something to fill it with. And so warranty responses for Blu-rays. It's what I've been. This is it, guys.
So if anybody else has something they need to send back, feel free. Obie's doing a consulting thing where he'll be happy to help you on how to get it back and get it fixed and get it back to you.
I never should have bought anything that's not from Costco. I can go to Costco and they'd be like, just take anything you want.
10 years later, they're like, oh, yes, it's fine. Just go on in.
It's fine.
And they'll give you the full price back for it. That's just what we expect.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's the Riot on Radio U.
You know, Nikki, I think I found my spirit animal right here.
What is it?
It's Mortimer.
Mortimer?
Mortimer. He's a bulldog.
Oh, this one. Isn't it kind of sad but cute? Not for what he went through.
My gosh. It's the picture of him passed out.
Well, Mortimer is a family bulldog.
He is.
And I guess they have a baby in the house because they kept noticing pacifiers were going missing. And this picture is of the bulldog on the table, out cold at the vet. And they had taken out 19 pacifiers from his stomach because he had stopped eating. They say that for months he's been eating these pacifiers. And the family just didn't notice until he stopped eating, took him in, and they had to get him all out.
It's so funny because he's passed out. His tongue is just hanging out.
Well,
they're putting oxygen in, like they're breathing for him.
Do you see his little legs are twisted like
they had to tie his legs together. And there's all these pacifiers laid out in front of him. I'm like, I feel like I understand this.
We're not supposed to eat, but the heart wants what it wants.
There's something about this photo that I feel like, yeah, man.
So actually,
I get it.
They have 2 children, and he's been taking them over several months. They took the dog in for x-rays, discover the pacifiers. He didn't have to have surgery, but they used a medical scope to retrieve them, and he's recovering.
Oh, yeah. I feel this guy's pain. I really do. I really do.
I guess people in the comment section were pretty pretty mean towards like, how could you not notice this many of an item going away? And maybe this dog is not meant to be around where kids are if he's eating. But they said bulldogs sometimes don't think things through and they just act. And he was just eating them.
And, okay, like, I can see, admittedly, 19 is that's a high number. Like, when...
Over a couple of months? Yeah, I bet you'd think you'd notice that.
If you've got a kid that's lost their pacifier 19 times, I mean, some babies just need sat down and talked to. You know, like, that's it. You know what? I'm not buying you any more pacifiers.
If you want them, you got to keep a hold of them.
15 was the limit. You're done. And go ahead, cry about it. Go ahead. See what if I care. Go ahead.
They said that the dog would get nauseous before meals and then eventually just stopped eating.
Nauseous before meals? Like what? He'd sit down and be like, no, I just can't.
Like hold his tummy. Maybe he would throw up. When I had a dog who ate a cat toy, like a little sparkly cat toy, and he had to go to the doggy hospital for it. And then I had a cat who ate a balloon string and had to have surgery to get that cut out of him.
Yeah.
So it's common.
Nikki wouldn't pay to get me surgery.
I would too.
She would just be like, you know what?
It's expensive. Have you ever had something go wrong with your dog or cat?
It's another reason why I don't have one.
It is. And then you feel bad because they're like, well, what are you going to do? And you're like, of course. But it's a lot. I wouldn't even, if I had to have something and it was that same price, I wouldn't do it for myself. But you feel bad.
Now, like, does your dog come with an extended warranty like my Blu-ray player? Can you send him back and just be like, hey, guys?
Some stores offer that now. And they have, like, animal insurance, so you can have health insurance for your pets. But I'm not paying for that. No, I'm not. My dog, the cat toy, it finally passed through when he was there overnight.
Really?
Finally, yes. You're just praying, like, please don't have to go in and get the little glitter toy.
Now, the real question is, do you think that the parents are going to be like, well, we don't have to buy any more pacifiers. We just found them all.
No, you cannot sterilize
that. You just wash them off.
Nope, you cannot do that.
You just wash them off.
They actually look perfectly fine if you were just looking at them.
That's what I'm saying is they just be like, you know what, these are fine.
They have to go in the trash. That's no.
I love the idea. This dog is like, I'm not going to eat another one. I'm not going to. I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop. Like, I've eaten too many.
You catch him just looking at them.
I got to hold back. Oh.
They know that I'm doing this now.
He's stuck in the cycle of shame that often fuels addiction.
He might just have a problem eating these things.
He's out there just like, psst, hey, kid. Be a shame if you just drop that one on the floor, you know?
He just looks at him.
Just falls
I'm
down.
only going to eat one or two, not the 19. He's learned a lesson. Poor Bulldog.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast. The Riot Food Fight.
Oh, good morning to Alan and Manny. Thanks for joining us. The Riot is finally doing our sacred duty.
You can hop on real fast and watch at RadioU or RadioU Riot on either one of our Facebook pages if you want to see what the studio looks like and join us for this food fight.
Look at this right here, okay?
That's a full box right there.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
So we mentioned tomorrow, which depending on, if you're watching this later on Facebook or later on YouTube, tomorrow on June 22nd, they're doing a free donut per customer, and it's the original glaze, but they're filled now with cream fillings.
They call it original filled.
Yeah.
Is the technical term for this donut.
It's got a little
it's got a
stripe of icing on the top, too.
So, and if it's got a white stripe, then it's vanilla filling. If it's got a brown stripe, it's chocolate filling. Brown, flush it down. Thanks, Nikki. Hey, want to say hey to Austin.
Hey, Austin.
He's in Kuwait. He's deployed now with the Ohio Army National Guard.
Good morning or good day, Austin.
Hello, Austin.
So my concern with these is, like most national change, we've had a lot of Krispy Kreme donuts in our food fight pass. They're not always as filled as you would want them to be.
All donuts struggle with this problem.
It's not uncommon, but for this, it feels pretty heavy. So I wonder how much cream filling are in these glazed donuts.
You know what I want to do?
You want to try it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going to do the original cream first. A pretty good cream filling. Oh, darn it. That's so good. That is a shame, isn't it?
Guys,
okay.
Krispy Kreme has done the impossible.
Okay.
They've put enough cream in.
No, wait. I want to show you, though. You see how one side of mine has cream filling? Mm-hmm. We'll look at the other side.
I don't have a problem.
Mine is missing one side. See that one?
Is so good.
You like it? The cream is really good with this.
Man.
You have to speak.
I'm speechless.
You want to try the chocolate one?
I am not kidding when I say this. That is way better than I thought it would be.
Do you think it's better than the original? Does it help? Or have you had the original so many times that we're just kind of ready for a change?
The problem with the original Krispy Kreme donut is that it is glorious, it's fantastic, but it's got no staying power.
Sure.
Hopefully with this extra fat that they've included.
We won't eat as many.
That's not where I was going with that. I was just hoping it would stay with us a little
turn it around.
longer.
Look at the bottom of the chocolate one. You can see
the injection sites.
Doctor, you can see the nail sites for the injector
totally
for the filling of it. So chocolate is the other flavor.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I think I might like that better.
Oh, really?
That's really good, too.
I'm on the opposite end.
You like the other?
I like
filling is so much better.
I like the vanilla cream better, I think.
You know what would be good, though?
What?
Both of them. Just have all of them.
Yeah, you just take a bite of one and then the other.
You're perfectly good.
Alan says these are not improved. Alan,
what do you mean? It's not better than the original ones? Is that what he's saying?
Buddy, I hate to tell you you're wrong, but you're so wrong.
Adding filling to any donut makes it always better, I think. It's just that's how we work.
I do think.
Well, you like a good classic cake donut. I mean, you do like that.
Well, what I like is, I think the classic glazed donut, I feel like we've gotten too accustomed to all of the fancy that we can't appreciate the simple beauty that is like a classic donut like that. But
now we got to go for all the bells and whistles.
I'll tell you this right now. That is good.
We're eating all of them, just to let you know.
The really important thing here, and this is why I'm so excited, is that they've put enough cream in it.
Yes.
Which is something they never do.
No.
Nobody ever gets enough cream in a cream-filled donut. They're like, here's a cream, and then there's all this donut.
Is that because it's brand new, and will that die down? Who knows? You'd have to find out. But a good showing. Those are really good. I'm really glad we tried those.
Yeah, me too.
And now we're going to go so that we can eat the rest of them.
Yeah.
Just by ourselves.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I had a couple of people that texted in and they were asking for an update on Eric's scooter.
Oh, yeah.
Because Eric's been doing some donut running and dumpster diving.
You're right. So yesterday in our neighborhood is a house that's been for sale, and it looks like they're closing on it, so it'll be sold soon. So they had a ton of trash of just things they moved out a while ago, but I think they just finally went through the house again and threw it out. And he said he was driving by and he noticed like really big handlebars peeking out. So he thought, it's maybe, I don't know what he thought, just like an actual scooter.
No, okay, you don't have to make excuses for him.
Oh, no.
He was out there digging through the trash.
So then he went to go get it, and then he realized it was heavy. So it was an electric scooter.
Yeah, come on.
And it's actually a pretty expensive one, but I think the battery's dead, or he thinks it just needs a new fuse or something.
Okay.
So he took it from the trash, and he's going to work on it tomorrow. So he got new fuses and a new charger. And then if that doesn't work, then he has to get a new battery.
That's awesome.
So he might fix it up and then sell it, or he might keep it.
Oh, dude, he needs to fix it up and ride it around.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you could make some money off of it, it was over $1,000 for it. Mm-hmm. So you could.
So you could reinvest that in your hair appointments?
My hair? Well, why are you doing that? I do have one tomorrow, but why are you doing that?
What? Well, I'm just trying to help.
It was his idea to maybe sell it. That wasn't my idea.
Well, I know, but I just feel like he's going to sell it, and then you'll reinvest that money for him in something that lasts.
Something more important.
Yeah.
Hey, this blonde hair doesn't just happen. We have to make it happen.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So for him, he's going to work on it tomorrow.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's exciting.
Maybe he'll I'll post or do an Insta story or something.
You should.
Or I'll post it on our RadioU Riot Facebook page later this weekend.
Let people know what's going on with that.
Never know what you're going to find in people's trash.
You know what I did yesterday? I just installed a garbage disposal.
Did it work? I never heard if you had any drama with it.
Weirdly enough,
nothing?
I bought it, installed it, It worked. I laughed.
Hey, isn't that good?
It's amazing.
That's nice. Every time you do something, it seems like there's something attached
Nothing ever
to it.
works.
Nothing just ever works nicely or well, and look at it did.
I did do the wiring completely backwards the first time I wired it up, but that's a...
Well, did you have to turn it on to keep it off, or what's the backwards
No. Like I just had to rerun it. It was not that big of a deal, but yeah.
Hey,
you know what? That's
yay.
better. Though, in truth, like I think Eric's scooter story is better than that. That's
because
cool.
he found it.
Well, do you think about this? He rescued it once, so that scooter's going to love him forever.
We rescued the scooter.
You did. It's a rescue scooter.
A rescue scooter. Well, I would never buy a scooter from a store. How could you?
I know. All those scooter mills.
My gosh.
So you got this rescue scooter, and now you've given it a home, and you're starting to care for it.
It's excited. It's happy to be in the garage. It's got a home. It's great.
I think it's amazing. And you know what? That scooter will love you forever.
I know. What an inspiring story.
It really is. It really, really is. So.
Now I can't look at it the same. Every time I'm going to look at it as a rescue scooter. It is what it is.
You should change your attitude, huh?
It makes me appreciate it more.
You should.
Bring it in the house.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So Nikki and I have often talked about taking a trip to Japan that we all know is never going to happen.
I know sometimes people bring up like bucket lists, and we don't have anything like too much, not like some people get with it. But if we did have something, it would be go to Tokyo.
But here's the thing, Nikki, since we're never going to make it to Tokyo.
We will. One day I'm going.
No, you're not.
I am.
Why don't we go to Vegas instead?
I love Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Yes!
Vegas!
I love Vegas.
Okay.
I don't gamble, but I just like it.
The Hello Kitty Cafe is opening in Las Vegas July 12th.
Couple of weeks. You could be there.
So you and I, flights to Vegas are cheap because they know you're just going to lose all your money in the casinos.
They got to get you there.
So you and I go to Vegas. We get ourselves some Shake Shack, some Bruxy original fried chicken, and then we head on over to the...
Is it near the MGM? Is that where they were saying?
Yes. The cafe will open its doors at MGM's The Park Vegas.
Now, as much as I want to go, if we rewind, was it last October? I went to the Hello Kitty Cafe in Irvine.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
I did go to that one.
And?
It was good. I've never gotten so many people asking me about a place that I've been to.
Yeah.
And so I got the commemorative Hello Kitty coffee mug that you can only get at that location. And they have these donuts, these cinnamon, like, donut holes that are super good.
So you got a special coffee mug?
I did. It's got like these, like brass knuckles. It's got those on the side, but they're gold. It's really cool.
You have a friend that really likes coffee mugs.
You didn't want a Hello Kitty one, did you? Didn't I bring you something back from there? Did I not?
No, nothing.
Nothing. It was very expensive. Have you heard of the Hello Kitty tax? It's very expensive.
I mean, I know about the pink tax, but I don't know what the Hello Kitty tax.
This is even pinker.
I just... it kind of disappoints me. You take all these amazing trips and go to all these cool places, and then you come in here.
Anything back.
You come in here and brag about your cool coffee mug that you got.
It is cool, but I don't think you would like that one.
And then, did anybody else hear just the slightest hint of a threat when she was like, "Yeah, like brass knuckles"?
That's what the side is. The coffee mug.
Stay away from my mug.
It's a very cool mug. No one can. I actually don't even use it. It's just for display purposes only.
You guys didn't just see the eye roll.
You have coffee mugs like that?
No, I don't.
What if it breaks? That was expensive.
I did break a coffee mug a couple weeks ago. It was tragic.
So isn't it better if you keep some to the side that you don't actually use?
Yeah. I decided, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to, instead of using these stupid paper cups, I'm going to start using these mugs.
Well,
and then I immediately broke a mug, and I was like, this is why we have paper cups.
Even though they're
bad.
This
is where paper cups came from.
Because you don't want to ruin and break your stuff that has more memories.
Daggone it. Okay, so Hello Kitty Cafe opening in Vegas. Thinking we should just go to Vegas. We can go there and...
eat some buffet stuff.
Yeah.
In-N-Out. Go to the Cupcake ATM.
Yeah.
Go to the Hello Kitty Cafe.
Remember to bring a tickle feather.
To get it all in?
No. It's to get it back out so we can put more in. You go to the vomitorium. That's right there on the strip.
You go take one of the roller coaster rides and you're back at it.
You're ready.
They're like, are you guys gambling? You're like, well, with our health.
I mean, kinda, but not what you're talking about.
Rolling the dice. Will we make it or not?
First one to puke loses.
Or do you win?
The Riot. Not everyone's a fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
What's up to Manny, who says, I have this mug I used for my tickets at Dave & Buster's. It's the perfect cup for Obi. It's a good cup.
Are you looking at it? He sent a picture?
He sent us a picture of his coffee mug. Yeah. So, hey, remember, you can text us anytime, just like he did, 877-2-RADIO-U. Judy says, that was good. Are you guys gambling with our health?
Yay!
She enjoyed that.
Said everyone going to Vegas.
Well,
or your local casino's buffet.
I've tried to get people to get me, or people have tried to get me to go to the buffet.
Oh, to the one in our area?
Yeah, I haven't quite made it.
I mean, if you're going to a buffet, that's usually the only place that has it.
That's not true, Nikki.
Well, outside of like your Golden Corral.
And how long has it been?
Since we've gone to Buffet Club?
Yes. It's been
Do you know why?
So long. Why? Okay. I can't remember because
someone got shot there.
So what?
And I mean, it wasn't when we were there.
If we're gambling with our health, why not take it a step further?
I thought someone got shot, and then we read a story about another location of another buffet that you had been to in Florida. Do you remember?
Where the guy cut his finger off in the meat?
In the back area.
Yeah.
So we just had this renaissance
they had a run of bad luck, okay?
Of bad press, and we stopped going.
It could happen to anybody.
I also don't want to go when it's past a certain time, because that's when everybody goes.
Everybody's already been there?
And it's too much to handle when it's crowded. You need to go before the crowd.
Before Golden Corral turns into the Village Bicycle.
Yes. I remember the time we went too late. There's no food. People got really mad.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember it.
And it's not fun. And we're only going in a fun, ironic way. But it's real for some people. And I'm not going during the real time. So, no, we're not doing that.
I'll tell you, Nikki and I got a little scared the last time they were there because this huge crowd of people came in from some local business or something.
There was a group of construction workers, and then there was another group which I think felt like teachers or something. I'm not sure, but there was a lot of people, and they were so mad. And the poor lady was getting...
Because there wasn't enough fried chicken.
And there wasn't any bread.
What I thought was fascinating was the one guy I was listening to, he had... And this was not ironic. He meant it. He had worked up this like conspiracy theory about how they had gotten rid of all the chicken before they got there or something. And it was just like.
And he believed it.
Oh, yeah. No. It was real. It was real.
I wanted to tell him, you got to go right when they open. That's when all the food's there. And that's the only time I'll go again.
Then why don't we do that? Let's go.
Is there a holiday coming up soon? 4th of July, maybe that week.
Okay. It's the first day of summer. That's today.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
It's Friday, though. I don't want to have that food in me over the weekend.
So what you're saying, like be sick for the work week, but on the weekend you got to be free?
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, we already had a lot of donuts this morning, so, you know.
I will say, given the run of luck that I've had this week, maybe going to the Golden Corral is just a bit much.
Or any buffet could be.
I might be.
Could be pushing it.
I might be, just better off.
And then it's hard. We have that when we go to the wing buffet sometimes where you're like,
I always get sick there.
You're text messaging people the rest of the day like, how you feel?
Are you all right?
What are you feeling like? Just to see, are you the only one who got sick?
Hey, it's 5 o'clock. Checking in. Everybody?
Anyone?
Haven't heard from Chris in a while.
Is there any regret yet for what we chose to have for lunch?
It's like, man, just go to have preemptive regret. If we could, like if you could get yourself to regret it before you do it,
maybe
we could stop it.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
I mean, some babies just need sat down and talked to.